Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sorry to keep you waiting. I was lost in the world. I had to get my mind right and ready for the limelight, homie.
What is up, and welcome back. You are now tuned into another episode of The Elite. I'm your host, Marcus. I'm here with my squad. Got Evin, Chad, and my boy Ty. How y'all doing, fellas?
What up, bro?
Good.
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Been a minute.
Been a hot minute, but you know what? We got live. Shit happens, so
We back.
we back at it.
Ready to kill these crazy takes y'all got.
I already know. See, that's how you know Evin coming with that shit. So you know what? I'm gonna let it ride. It's already the off season for both primary sports in America, basketball and football. We're gonna get into football first, as everybody, if anybody's been keeping up. The AFC West has been making like outrageous moves, just that division alone. Broncos picked up Russell Wilson, Chargers signed Khalil Mack. Like the Raiders got Devontae Adams. It's just a mess right now in the AFC. So my question to y'all is, who should be the favorites coming out of the AFC?
Bro, I guess I'll start off. I think when I was looking, doing my research, I think it's pretty easy. The two teams that I would have is Buffalo and Denver. Number one, Buffalo, obviously Josh Allen. That secondary with who's it, Poyer and Micah Hyde back there. And they got Trey White. The key for them is going to be the running game, I think. They drafted James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother. But if they can shore that up, obviously they should be an easy favorite. And then Denver with all that receiving and their two running backs with Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. Easy pick for me. Obviously, Russ getting traded there, and their defense still being good with Justin Simmons and Pat Surtain back there, who was excellent last year. So, yeah, like I said, pretty easy to me. Buffalo, Denver. I'm interested to see what y'all thoughts are.
You got Denver as the favorites coming out. Okay, I didn't see you picking Broncos, but all right.
I agree with the Buffalo pick. I like Buffalo. Josh Allen, I think, is poised for an MVP caliber year this year. I think that he makes – Josh Allen is a special quarterback because he makes players around him better. Stephon Diggs was already great, but nobody saw Gabriel Davis really coming. He had a few games here and there, but it was in that game against Kansas City where, they just couldn't stop him. And that was mostly due to Josh Allen. And if it wasn't for a coin flip, who knows who would have went to the Super Bowl, who would have won.
Oh, the Bills.
If the Bills won that coin toss, that was an easy dub.
We don't know.
They would have washed the Bengals, bro. Don't lie.
I think that they would have beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they would have beat the Bengals, but that's a back. Look, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Bengals game.
Either way, I think I do agree with the Bills. From the AFC West is interesting because I personally believe that all four of those teams could make the playoffs. I think all four of those teams could, probably will make the playoffs. Who do I give the edge to? I'm going to have to disagree with Ty. And this is going to be a very, crazy choice. I like the Raiders. I like the addition of Derek Carr. Not addition, but Derek Carr's been there. Derek Carr has proven that he is a top quarterback. Where you have him, he's top 10. He's in that 6 to 10 area of top 10, but he's still top 10. You get Devontae Adams to pair with Hunter Renfrow, to pair with Darren Waller, to pair with a Josh Jacobs, and your defense.
Wait, you just said Josh Jacobs?
Yes.
Ain't no way you just mentioned Josh Jacobs.
Yes, I mentioned Josh Jacobs.
You heard him right, Ty. He mentioned Josh Jacobs.
What are you talking about?
Well, he got to stay on the field first.
That's fine. I can say that about anybody. Russell Wilson missed 8 games last year with a broken finger.
But that was his first time missing that much time.
Jerry Jeudy missed games. Jerry Jeudy missed hella games. Come on now. Let's not talk about staying healthy. That's for anybody.
Russ hasn't had health concerns though.
That's for anybody though. Josh Jacobs is still a productive running back.
I cut Jacobs some slack only because he plays the running back position. That position along the lineman get beat up more than any position.
Get beat up all the time, but either way, Josh Jacobs is still a good running back. Say what you want to. He's still a good running back.
But my only point with that is like you just gotta look at the Broncos. They've had a decent defense, and they've been a quarterback away for years. Like,
But I can
they
take what
get
you
that
said.
quarterback,
Their receiving core hasn't
But-
been helped.
but he doesn't have. Sure, he doesn't have a true number one, but he still has like a plethora of options. You know, he's still got Cortland Sutton. Tim Patrick had a few good games last
Missed
year.
games. They've all missed games too.
They've
Same
missed
way
games.
Josh Jacobs
Okay.
has.
You
That's
got
what I'm saying. Like if they
still
like
got the keep there.
we could all play the healthy game, but I mean, do any of those guys equal or take the amount of pressure off of a defense as a Devontae Adams?
No, obviously not.
No way.
So you have to double Devontae Adams. You have Hunter Renfrow in the slot, who proved last year, damn, I'm a hell of a slot, receiver. And then you still got probably a top 3 tight end in Darren Waller, along with that really good defense behind him. It's not like top tier elite yet, but it's still a good defense.
Yeah, but does Darren Waller battle his his depression and everything he got going on this year like he did last year?
I think he'll be fine.
And the other thing, I got a question for you, Evan. Since you're picking the Raiders, is the Raiders' defense going to be strong enough to stop the other teams in the AFC West? Because you got to think you still got to put up with the Chargers. Not even counting Denver and what they possibly could be. You know the Chargers coming with that smoke, and you know Pat Mahomes and them are waiting in Kansas City.
Chargers got to play defense. They got to play defense.
Chargers have a great defense.
They got to prove it.
They have a great defense. They'll be fine. I like Khalil Mack. They
They-
added Khalil Mack. They added the
they-
corner. They added the corner from New England. What was his name?
Yeah,
J.C.
they picked them
J.C.
up. But
Jackson.
they
They
still got
added him. You have Joey Bosa. You can go you had Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr. at the corners. Like the Chargers actually are going to be a really good defensive team.
So
My only trouble with Justin Herbert, and this is really the only trouble, the only knack I have against him is that sometimes in big games, it's not really his fault, but there's always this game where he doesn't do enough. The numbers will be great.
so
The numbers will be great, but it's just not enough to get them over.
so
When they played the Raiders, he played great. It just wasn't enough.
So I get where you're coming from with the Justin Herbert standpoint. And just as a real quick side note, their defense last year was 8th ranked in the league.
8th.
No, excuse me, not 8th.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hold on.
Oh no, last year it was right. Ty's right. Their defense got a lot to prove because they were ranked 29th. I was reading them.
Yeah, I'm about to say, nah, they was getting 8
It was
up.
29th. But as far as Justin Herbert goes, you can't. In that game against the Raiders you're talking about, I think that's more so of coaching. Brandon Staley still trying to figure out, get his feet wet coaching and whatnot. Because he made some questionable play calls in every game last year, especially towards the end if it was close.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I can't. Yeah, I can't really fault Justin Herbert for that when the coaching is haphazard. You feel me?
I mean, but we fault players for their coaches all the time, no matter what the sport. What they say, the great players overcome it.
I mean, but it was only his second year in the league. Everybody can't be Pat Mahomes' second year in the league. You can't.
You ain't got to be Pat Mahomes, but hey, Joe Burrow did it.
Joe Burrow is different.
Hey, I think no matter what, that AFC West is just gonna be. It should be, barring injuries, a pretty good division. So I'm excited to watch that.
The AFC West has now become the best division of football by far.
Hands down.
Close. It's not close.
Hands down.
It's not going to be close. The rest of the league is lucky because they have to beat up on each other.
Yeah.
And that may hinder them. Injuries and stuff may happen because I feel once you get into especially division play and later on down the season, every divisional game is going to matter. They may only be separated by 1 or 2 games between first, second, and third, or fourth place. So I definitely think that it's going to be a great year to watch. Especially those AFC West games are going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think just we can all agree that probably the 2 best teams in the AFC should be Buffalo, and then whoever the best team out of that AFC West is.
I agree with that.
I think we probably all can agree on that one.
For the most part, yeah, I can agree with that. I can rock with that for right now, unless somebody makes a crazy move outside of that division. So, well, Chad, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go in though because I'm gonna go with Ty too. I got Buffalo. I mean, 100% Buffalo because Josh Allen's nice, nice, bro. I can't lie about that. Same thing with that game though, bro. It's something about a playoff game where you just see touchdown, a minute later touchdown, a minute later touchdown. You don't really see that nowadays in football. So when that watching that playoff game, that was probably the best playoff game I ever watched. And again, it came down to the coin flip away from going to a Super Bowl. Now, again, you had to beat Joe Burrow. I think Buffalo could have done it.
Buffalo would have washed.
Like I said, I believe Buffalo could have done it because I don't think Joe Burrow was ready for that defense. But I mean, same thing though. But watching him against the Chiefs last year, like Joe Burrow against the Chiefs, that last game of the regular season where they won by that field goal, I mean, that kind of sealed it for me for the Chiefs not making it. But I'm gonna agree with Ty though for Denver because I'm excited to see a healthy Cortland Sutton with a good quarterback that's not Drew Lock, and I'm also excited to see a healthy Jerry Jeudy with a quarterback that's not Drew Lock. So I mean, seriously,
Actually, give him a real quarterback.
Well, like Ty was saying though, they have been a quarterback away the last couple years.
So with everybody, so it seems like everybody here is in agreement that Denver was a quarterback away from being a legit playoff contender, right? It's safe to say.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at it from 2015, I mean, they had Peyton and they had Von Miller leading their defense. I mean, you just switch that up with Justin Simmons and now Russell Wilson. I mean, I think they can make a strong run.
And then a lockdown corner in Pat Surtain, who was
So
outstanding.
my question to y'all is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think Russ is actually going to improve that offense or improve that team in general? Because there were a lot of questions about his fit with the team when he got there. 8?
I would go no less than 7 because you're going from Drew Lock to Russ, a Hall of Famer. So
the only thing that I have with that is how long is it going to take for them to build chemistry? How long is it going to take for Russell Wilson and his receivers to get their timing right? What they do when plays break down? Do they know, okay, the play is a dud? Like what? So now what's my secondary route? Now that the play is over with and that is broken down, stuff like that is going to take time to build chemistry and cohesion on. That's my only thing that I have with them at the moment. Whereas I'm not the reason why I chose the Raiders was because I'm not too worried about that with Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams because Derek Carr and Devontae Adams already have that chemistry built in from college.
But we just saw Matt Stafford come into a system, so it's definitely possible. And they were
Matt Stafford did come into a system, but he had boy genius. Sean McVay is Jimmy Neutron in the NFL. That's little boy genius right there. I don't know what he drinks or what type of fairly odd pairing magic he put on them, but ever since he came in there, he's their offense has always been amazing.
Pretty much if you have a quarterback like Stafford, you ain't even got to have a quarterback that has his same level of accuracy or same level of arm strength. But if he's at least competent enough, like Stafford is, he probably could have led the team to a Super Bowl. In my personal opinion, just based off of how Sean McVay runs his offense.
I mean, people forget they went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Yeah, that says it all right there.
Yeah, and
could have went back. But,
and no slack to Jared Goff because Jared Goff isn't as bad as people make him out to be. But he's not Matthew Stafford.
He's not Matt Stafford.
Yeah, he's not Matt Stafford, but he's not as bad as people make him out to be either.
There's definitely levels.
There's definitely levels.
I totally agree. Jared Goff is a middle of the road quarterback. Matthew Stafford, as of right now, is probably a top 10. You could
top 10
top quarterback.
He's top. I give him top 10. I give Stafford.
He's a special talent, I agree. So
my only concern with Russ is how he's going to do against some top tier, well, not top tier defenses, but facing AFC defenses twice a year instead of maybe once or twice over the last 3 years. That was my only concern for him coming into Denver.
I mean, but there could be an argument that the NFC defenses when he was there were a lot better. Not a lot better, but you can tell there was a difference between the NFC teams and how they play defense, and then of course the AFC teams and how they play.
And that's why, I'm with you, especially with the NFC West with Aaron Donald rushing you straight up the middle.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Throughout the year.
That's what I'm saying. But the Raiders. Max Crosby, that man came out of nowhere, proven to be a solid
pass rusher.
That's what I'm saying. He
Fire.
became a solid top 10 defensive end
Fire.
last year. So, I mean, it's going to be one of those things where he's going to see a lot of different, kind of defensive fronts and a lot of different defensive faces that he's not used to playing against. So that's like kind of like my only concern with him.
That's a valid concern. My favorites coming out the AFC. I'm with Ty and Chad on this one. Bills are number one, obviously. With the addition of Von Miller, I don't think they'll have any issues on defense like they did where they couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes from getting in the field goal range or stopping him on the game.
No, it's just stopping Travis Kelce in the middle. That's all you got to do.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. It was like you had to have better corners and get to the quarterback a lot better. They didn't get to the quarterback well that game. Well, at least
also
towards
what
the end.
helps out, like, I mean, cut you off, but what helps out now is the fact that, like, Tyreek Hill doesn't play for the Chiefs.
Facts.
I really hope.
But
Tyreek Hill don't play for the Chiefs. And people can say what they want to. And Ty, I'm sorry, I know this is your boy. Juju Smith-Schuster is a downgrade from Tyreek Hill.
he is.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, instead of Tyreek, you got Juju now. You just double Kelce.
And
Don't worry about everybody else.
Juju has proven that he cannot handle that number one wide receiver. Like,
Absolutely not.
title. He cannot handle that. He's too busy focusing on TikTok dancing to get his ass wrecked up.
Him and Jackson Mahomes would be perfect together.
Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I hopefully, like, Andy Reid can kind of shut that shit down, and maybe after that, if he takes it serious, because the talent is there, but I don't think he has the mentality of a number one wide out yet.
You know what though? So I can see him having a pretty decent season because the season he had 1,200 yards was when AB was going crazy. So maybe if Kelce takes all the pressure off him, he could have a decent season. But I agree, he's not a wide receiver one.
No.
He needs someone to take the pressure off him.
So what does that make Valdez-Scantling? Because they got him from Green Bay to help supplement that they lost.
He's just a
Deep
deep
threat.
The same thing he was in Green Bay, wide receiver 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
With questionable hands.
Hey, look, he's a track star that can catch a little bit. That's all he needs to do.
Exactly.
You get open, just don't drop it.
When you go around,
That's your biggest thing right there. You have one route. That's a 9. Go straight.
Take off. That's all you got to do.
Take off. Just take off. That is your only job.
Hit the corner. Hit the corner if you playing press coverage. Hit him with that little swim move. Keep pushing. That's all you got to do. Well, the Bills were my number one pick coming out the AFC, and I had 2 backup picks just in case. One was the Chiefs, and the other one was the Chargers. The only reason I picked the Chargers though was because I think they're gonna take a step forward. Me personally. Last year they were, like I said earlier, they were ranked 29th in defense. They had the 5th ranked offense, and in the AFC, it's an arms race pretty much. We can all agree that in the AFC West, especially, it's a fucking arms race. Your defense has to be able to stop somebody, but more importantly, your offense has to be able to put points on the board quick and efficiently and not turn the ball over. They finished 9-8, and the only reason they weren't in the playoffs is because of head coaching play calling. Like, if they would have played that game differently against the Raiders, especially towards the end where the Raiders the head coach of the Raiders at the time even admitted that they thought they were just going to go for the tie so they could both get in and Pittsburgh get kicked out.
That would have been hilarious.
Bro, I tell you what,
hilarious.
Ty, if that would have happened, I would have been on the phone so damn quick.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. I would have making backdoor deals like, bro, let's both just allow us to get 3 touchdowns. Act like that we playing this game for real.
hey, I was ready to tweet out that Aisha Curry tweet said NFL was
rigged.
rigged.
It's rigged. Oh, my God. I ain't gonna lie.
If that would have happened.
Because if they would have tied, dog, oh my goodness, that would have been the greatest moment of the end. Like just to make fun of all the Steelers fans, that would have been great.
But maybe it should have happened because after seeing that Chiefs game, the Steelers had no business in the playoffs.
Not at all. They got
Absolutely.
wrecked.
Yeah,
They got wrecked.
I stopped watching after the first quarter. I ain't gonna lie.
when TJ Watt had that fumble recovery, I was lit. I was like, oh yeah, we gonna make this a game, and then nothing.
Now I got Mitch Trubisky. Let's go.
No.
Mitch Trubisky.
I'm gonna say
number 2 overall pick.
Bro, how's it feel to have
on his
Matt
name.
Nagy's? Y'all got Matt Nagy's leftovers for quarterback. Like that's
Put some respect on his
That's another
name.
conversation. I'm gonna save that.
Put some respect on Mitchell Trubisky's name.
for what?
Exactly.
He went to UNC. That's the only thing I care about. He a Tar Heel. I'm gonna hype him up. He a Tar Heel.
Hey, real quick, I got a question for y'all. Since it's about the Bills, since the majority of us picked the Bills to come out of the AFC next year, anybody got any concerns about Brian Dable not being the offensive coordinator anymore and being the head coach for the Giants now? I forget the guy they brought in.
No, because they just upgraded one of the coaches that was under Brian Dable. So I'm pretty sure he's going to run the same schemes. He knows what Josh Allen likes, and they'll pretty much just be running the same offense.
I will say they have to run the ball more, and I know
they need a running back for that.
They need a running back, but still, like you got to keep the defense a little honest. Like Josh Allen having to do everything. That's not a recipe for success, even how great he is.
I feel you, but
Josh Allen gonna turn into the Lamar Jackson of Buffalo if they don't start running the ball. Better arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Lamar Jackson of Buffalo, like the team is literally gonna rely on him. They're giving the ball like, here, you figure this shit out. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
But Lamar has I would say that J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, when healthy, because they were both of them. How both of y'all running backs get hurt? How both of your running backs get ACL?
First of all, get it right. Get it. It's not just both of our running backs. Our receiving core got decimated. Our cornerbacks got ate up midway through the season, and it was our starting 3 running backs. They got 4 up in training camp.
I just forgot y'all got rid of Hollywood Brown too.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's about to be a long season.
I just remembered that.
It's about to be a long season. Oh my gosh.
I didn't give enough targets.
Oh my goodness. But real talk though, how did all 3 of your starting running backs mess up like their knees and like I just want to know. What they do that?
They didn't eat their Wheaties before training camp. That's all I can tell you. They didn't have their Wheaties. Gotta eat your Wheaties before you play.
Nah. It's like the Sean McVay commercial, man. Gotta eat the chunky Campbell soup.
Facts.
Gotta get right.
But the Bills, I would say that the Ravens have the better, when healthy, have better running backs. Devon Singletary is not – if that's your RB1, you're in trouble.
I wouldn't even say you would be in trouble because, honestly, the Bills didn't run the ball enough to actually give him a chance to actually show what he could do.
He had a chance.
They still got Breida, Matt Breida.
I think they picked up McKissick. I think they
picked up McKissick.
I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, but he's more of a receiving back.
From Washington.
Right? Yeah, he's more of a receiving back, I think.
But still, he's a little more shifty than I would give Devon Singletary. Plus, Singletary stays hurt as well, which is why. I forgot. I think the backup was Zach Moss or something like that.
Yeah, Zach Moss. Yep.
Yeah, Zach Moss was the backup. That's why he got some playing time in there. And, he had a few runs, but it wasn't anything that was consistently available for them, which is why they had to rely on Josh Allen because, hell, the run game ain't going nowhere. And I get what you're saying to keep the defense honest, but at the same time, you have to have the players capable of keeping the defense honest.
I mean, yeah, but when you see teams most of the NFL wasn't too high last year. They had teams in hell, just run the ball, just try to get them out of that. Yeah. So I just want to see more of a run game from the Bills.
Do you watch the Panthers play? All we try to do is run the ball. And now we got Ben McAdoo. God.
Yeah, hey, Chad. I just want you to know, as a former Giants fan, I'm messing. As a current Giants fan, not former. I am so happy. No. It's been too long. I got to stay on it now. But as a current Giants fan, I am so happy that the Carolina Panthers have Ben McAdoo.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Our owner is retarded. David Tepper fired our soccer coach before Matt Rule, and that's all I'm gonna say on that conversation.
Also, thank you for that too, because he was almost the Giants' head coach.
That man is garbage.
Carolina just looking out for the Giants. That's all they do.
They are, bro. They
just looking out.
And we beat them last year too. That's what I'm talking about.
I think I'd literally rather have Baker Mayfield as a head coach than Matt Rule.
Oh,
and that man can't make football decisions to save his life.
Matt Rule, he needs to go back to Baylor.
I don't even know if they would take him back at Baylor at this point.
He needs.
This NFL shit ain't for him.
He needs to go wherever Chip. Dude, he's the same thing like Chip Kelly. Bro, Chip Kelly came out of college being one of the best college coaches to come out of into the league and was just straight horrible in the NFL.
Who was Chip Kelly's first quarterback when he got to Philly? I can't.
Wasn't it? It wasn't Nick. It wasn't Nick Foles.
I thought. I was gonna say. I thought it was
It
Nick
was, it
Foles.
was either Nick or Carson. I thought Carson came out right at the same time.
I don't think.
I thought it was Sam. I thought he had Sam
Bradford.
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he did play for Philly for a minute.
Yeah, I thought he had Sam Bradford.
I got you. I'm looking this up right now.
Because I could have swore that it was either Nick Foles or Carson Wentz, one of the two. I think Carson Wentz.
That was more in the future. I don't think it was Carson.
How long has Carson Wentz been in the league?
Like
20.
I think he couldn't have been more than like 5 or 6 years at this point.
Something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head off that one.
Carson Wentz.
All right,
Wentz.
so okay. So in 2013, they had Michael Vick, Nick Foles, and Matt Barkley fighting for the starting spot.
That's and I think Michael Vick won that starting job.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, Michael Vick was on his last legs then.
So they had So
he was on his last legs in Pittsburgh.
So after Vick, it was Nick.
Definitely.
It was Nick Foles and butt fumble, and then 15 was Bradford and butt fumble, and then Carson.
It was Mark Sanchez over there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember saying Bradford being there. I just didn't know if he was
For Chip Kelly's last year, and then he got shafted and sent back to college.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question. This isn't on the docket, but it's kind of like a transition. Like that. What do you think Carson Wentz needs to do in order to prove that he's still a number one quarterback?
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Stop making dumb decisions.
I think he played better than most people are aware of last year for the Colts. Like,
yeah, but
that Jacksonville game, the end of the season when they could have made the playoffs, just
that was horrible,
very bad. But I think the whole
that was a bad look.
Yeah, it was a bad look. But when you look at the whole season, I don't think he played as bad as I see a lot of slander. So
yeah, but a lot of things that last season though that kind of saved him was one, Jonathan Taylor, and two, Pittman saved him a lot.
Gotta have good players, right?
I'm just saying, but I mean, you can't be a number one QB and throw like 25, maybe 30 times a game. That's it. When you got Brady and all these main quarterbacks that are throwing 40, 50 attempts a game.
They got Taylor. So what do I need to throw the ball 40 times when I got?
I can't like disqualify him for having a good running back. I can't do that.
That's what I'm saying though. So, but again, Marcus asked, what does he need to do? You can't. A good running back doesn't make a great quarterback.
That's true. It'll help your offense, but the quarterback, it don't fix how bad the quarterback will play.
Because I don't think me personally watching Carson Wentz play, especially against New England against Mac Jones, who threw 2 times that whole game. 2 times that whole game. You can't win. He couldn't win in that scheme. And that's
let me ask you a question. So let me ask y'all a question real quick, because do you not think that Ryan Tannehill playing with Derrick Henry hasn't made him better?
Oh, it's definitely made him better.
This made him better, but it doesn't change that he's a mediocre quarterback.
But it does change, because our perception of Ryan Tannehill has changed a little bit, because when Ryan Tannehill was in Miami, what was the talk? Oh, Ryan Tannehill's terrible, this.
I
never said he was terrible.
He was the only man to beat Tom Brady in Miami like 7 times in a row. I don't care about nothing else.
Man, people were slandering Ryan Tannehill's name. We're not acting like people were out here slandering Ryan Tannehill.
I can't speak for anybody else. I wasn't talking shit about Tannehill. Like I said, when he was in Miami, he'll be a mediocre quarterback for the most part of his career, and that's it. Like,
no, listen, let me say this. Like, number one, like, everyone's not going to be elite. Like, Carson Wentz, if he's average in Washington, just let him be average. Everyone's not going to be elite. There's probably only like 7, 8 elite quarterbacks. And everybody else is average. So I think that's where everything gets confused.
I say there's maybe 6 or 7.
I wouldn't even say 6 or 7.
Yeah, that was just right off the top of my head. But
also, Carson Wentz stats for last year: 35 plus 100 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't play like bad last year.
Yeah, like he had one bad game.
Yeah, That last game of the season.
That last game was a terrible game. I agree with that.
That was an understatement. Terrible was a very big understatement. Wow.
But again, though, but last year when you thought of the Colts, what did you think about?
Oh, always Jonathan
Taylor.
Exactly.
Taylor,
You don't think like when you think of the Bucs, you don't think like, oh shit. I mean, besides AB's tantrum down there, you think of Tom Brady as the top runner for Tampa. When you think of the Colts, you think, okay, I'm here for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, for him to be a QB1 and make a name in the NFL, he has to be the guy on that offense.
I agree, but I also kind of don't, because when you like for the first part of, you could say Dak Prescott's years, you can think of Dak Prescott, you thought of Ezekiel Elliott.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that he could just be himself in Washington, stay healthy, and like Evin said, 27-7 with a good running back, I'll take that.
Those are solid stats. Should have made the playoffs, but it is what it is. I'm glad Evin brought up the Cowboys because this is nothing but Cowboy slander on this podcast for the most part.
Just got it.
I can't stand the Cowboys, but of course, as you know, they stay in the headlines, and in the offseason, they've lost Amari Cooper to Cleveland. So my question to y'all is, along with the Cowboys, who else in the NFL has a lot to prove going into this upcoming season?
Ooh, hey, I wanted to say a team right here, but I'm actually gonna go with a player and say Evan's boy, Daniel Jones. I think he's one of the players that have the most to prove because his clock is ticking. Like, if he don't get it done this year, the Giants are gonna be searching.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that.
I personally would have got rid of Daniel Jones already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The clock is ticking on him. Like, I think I got his stats right here. I know he missed a few games, but his first year, 24-12, like, not bad. Then 2020, 11 and 10 interceptions, and last year he missed 5 games and he was 10 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. So yeah,
I mean, but Daniel Jones is on his third head coach, ain't it? Because this is his third year.
I'm not saying he has to be elite. He just has to prove that he can be serviceable, even if it's not for the Giants. Like, so maybe he's auditioning for another team.
As the resident New York Giants fan here, let me say this. I'm gonna post a little bit of bail for Daniel Jones. Not a lot. I can't post all the bail. Because I ain't got that type of money.
Why? Because of injuries? Is that what you're gonna say? Because of injuries?
That's one.
Bail.
Carolina game.
How many points did Cat average?
Hey, Evin, they said no more Giants talk. That's why they kicked us out.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I was about to post all sorts of bail for Daniel Jones. Not all of it, but I was gonna post bail for him.
But bail for injuries is denied. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey, I still can't let that front flip go either. I'm sorry.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
I can't let that go, bro. I don't care what year we are.
Here's the thing about Daniel Jones, and just getting to the point. Like, yes, injuries happen, but since injuries don't count, then Lamar Jackson just had a terrible season last year. Is that fine to say? Since injuries don't count?
I didn't think he had that good of a season last year anyway.
I didn't think
in comparison to his MVP season, I didn't think he had that good of a year anyway. So and that's a Ravens fan talking. So
since injuries don't count, here's the thing. Daniel Jones, when you could see the potential there, that's the crazy part. You could see the potential there, whether it be against like Washington, whether it be against the Eagles, whether it be against
potential for what?
Tampa Bay. He has potential. Like
to be what? Sam Bradford?
No. I personally think that like if he could get a coach or have the confidence enough to actually pull it out, like his potential will shine because good arm, athletic quarterback. Like I think the biggest thing is sometimes he gets into his own head with his decision making, and also when your best receiver was Evan Ingram for a while because everybody was hurt. You're not going to win any games. He dropped more passes than Ty did during intramural football.
Oh,
hey, that's a little right there.
Why you do him like that? You ain't
that was 6 years ago.
Hey, I don't think
the audience. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah,
that was 6 years ago.
It was. But still, Evan Ingram was a hindrance. So when he was your best player, it was hard to actually do things because he had the most drops in the league. Darius Slayton, good receiver, most drops in the league. Your O-line let you get sacked 50 times one season.
That's an absurd number.
Like, I'm sorry. And you have had no cohesion in like your coaching. You go from, oh, okay, Ben McAdoo. Okay, well, why is he here? Okay, he's gone.
Judge.
Pat. No. Pat Shermer.
Yo,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Joe Judge was terrible, bro.
Pat Shermer. Oh my gosh. Well, now he's gone, and then we get Joe Judge. He's gone, and now you have Brian Dable. Like, one thing that I can say about a lot of the great organizations, at least from like a young quarterback perspective, they've had cohesion in their front office and in their coaching staff. So it's interesting that he has gone through all of this and he has some of the most incompetent head coach. That's why I'm very happy for y'all, Chad. Thank you for just employing Ben McAdoo. It's been amazing. I hope that he sucks for y'all the same way he sucked for us. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I was just saying. Let me say, Evan, like, I agree with you on all that shit, but you and everybody else knows the NFL's a business. So, like I said, the clock is on.
Don't get it twisted. If he doesn't improve this year, or at least show what he can do, then we're going to end up taking, because I predict the Giants to get another top 10 pick this year. I don't see us winning.
Like quarterbacks in the 23 draft.
Yeah, like we'll try to get CJ Stroud. We'll try to get Bryce Young.
Hey, where'd he go to school?
You talking about Bryce Young, the Heisman winner? Oh, he went to Alabama. You talking about the Heisman winner?
You know I was talking about CJ Stroud. All right.
Oh, I don't know nothing about him. I just know about the young bull that just won the Heisman.
All right.
Okay. And then the kid from Kentucky. The kid from Kentucky, Will Levi, that everybody's been raving about. 6'6", tall quarterback, 225. Like, pretty much the same mechanics, plays in the SEC, so he's used to like going up against some NFL like caliber type defensive players. But if he doesn't improve, then they have to move on. And I think that Daniel Jones will, he'll get a shot somewhere. Hey, Chad, Charlotte kid.
Shut up.
He's from Charlotte. He's from Charlotte. Went to Charlotte Catholic. Played quarterback. Went to Duke. I'm just saying, Chad.
Don't put that on Chad. Don't put that on Chad.
Hey, I'll pick any kid that plays Little League football right now over anybody that's named Daniel Jones.
Let me ask you a question.
Baker Mayfield.
Let me ask you a question.
No,
Chad.
you would take Baker Mayfield. Don't lie.
Hold on, Chad.
Who
would you rather have quarterbacking for the Panthers, Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones?
Oh, hell.
I mean, it's either a top-heavy, big head out of New York that ain't done nothing in 3 years, or a kid that's seeing ghost. I mean, I'm in a lose-lose situation.
I'm just saying. One of them outplayed, actually, like when they played last year, Daniel Jones outplayed Sam Darnold and Cam Newton.
So Chad, if I was you, what I would do, if that was your situation, you call Christian McCaffrey, like you ask him if he can play quarterback. That's your only option at that point.
I'm gonna need you to learn how to throw.
Like now.
Yeah.
But Daniel Jones, this is his year. They didn't pick up his 15 option for a reason. It's pretty much proved to us what we're investing in. If there's anybody that I think could bring it out, I trust in Brian Dable to bring it out. Quarterback guru, quarterback whisperer, whatever you want to call him. I'm excited to see what he does with this offense. I'm not going to lie, I wanted Brian Flores, but we all know how that went.
With the Steelers,
don't need to be said.
Yeah, we all know how that went. But yeah, I'm excited for what Brian Dable brings to the Giants.
But I could have picked the team, but that was my whole point. He has a lot to prove. So
yeah.
So y'all two are going with the Giants.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was definitely going with Daniel Jones.
Okay, well, Giants, Daniel Jones, same thing. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
Not the Giants. The Giants are only going to win 5 games. Just Daniel Jones. Just Daniel Jones. We will go 5-12, and I will be clapping profusely because I'm excited about those 5 wins.
At least you're excited about it.
True.
Hey, look, small victories. You got to take the wins how you get them.
Fair enough. I understand.
I'm gonna take not the team that I want to see improve, but the team that I'm hoping does improve. And I don't even really like them that much out of the NFC. I'm gonna take Philly though, because with the addition of AJ Brown, you still got Devontae Smith, Dallas Goddard. My only thing is Jalen Hurts a good enough quarterback to fill these top receivers with the ball? Because I mean, I'm looking at his stats right now. He had 3,100 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but 10 rushing touchdowns. I mean, he led his team in rushing. So that with a lot of teams, like you guys are saying, you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to be versatile on offense. It's like Jalen Hurts is kind of trying to be like Lamar, but also trying to be like a Patrick Mahomes with some of the throws that he did last year. I'm excited to see if they can make something worth AJ Brown's huge contract that he got out of that draft.
Yeah.
And I think they got a few good defensive players too out of the draft, if I remember correctly.
They got Jordan Davis, another Charlotte kid from Georgia.
Yeah, that man
That
is
dude is
massive too.
They got
crazy.
they got another linebacker from Georgia.
They got I know. Yeah.
Hey, it seemed like that whole Georgia defense was drafted.
They were.
Yeah.
They literally were. It was amazing.
So I mean, with them trading up and doing what they did, I'm hoping to see a better run out of them this year.
What do you think? What do you think they're going to finish the season as? You think they're going to finish as a playoff team, or you think they're going to be just on the outside looking in?
What they go last year?
I don't think they won more than 8 games last year.
It'll be a playoff.
I look in the division for me. Cowboys, Giants, Washington, Commanders now.
The division is weak. Everybody improved at some point except the Giants really, and the Cowboys didn't really improve. So I would say, honestly, I was talking because I live in Texas now. I talk to all the Dallas Cowboy fans about this. I honestly predict them if everything if they mess up the way that the Cowboys normally do, they'll finish third in the division.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they had 9 wins coming out second in the NFC East.
Really?
That's
The Cowboys.
I think Cowboys had double digits. They were at least 12. I think Cowboys went 12-5.
Looking at a few of these
5 losses though.
Looking at a few of these games, they got blown out by Dallas twice. Lost to San Fran by 6, lost to Kansas City by 12, and then Tampa only by 6. Like that's where I kind of like to see them kind of improve against those NFC teams, especially against Tampa. Without Bruce Arians, how's Todd Boyle's going to do down there? Todd Bowles, whatever his name is. They still got Tom Brady, yeah, but Gronk retires. So it's going to be I don't think so.
Gronk will come back if Tom Brady gets to like that November point like he normally does. It's like, all right, SOS.
You just got to pick up the phone.
Yeah. And he's already said he'll come back if Tom calls and asks him.
Man, Tom Brady has the Gronk signal already out there in Tampa. He's got to light that thing up. He commits to Gordon and Gronk as Batman. I need you.
He's like, help. The city's in trouble, Batman.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm taking Philly as the team that I want to see improve the most, especially with you got some of the best defensive players coming out of college, and then like I said, with adding AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on those outside too, that's going to be a dirty combo if he can learn how to utilize it well.
Yeah. Well, my pick for the team that's got the most proof, I'm picking the Packers. I had the Cowboys written down too, but overall, I'm looking at the Packers and the Bengals. Packers mainly because of Aaron Rodgers. It's really all about him. Like he's on that back nine. Question is, can he win the Super Bowl? We saw he laid an egg against San Francisco. No, the weather conditions weren't great, but that's home turf. And you're throwing the ball against San Francisco in the snow, and you're playing Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, you're supposed to be one of the best of all time. I need you to do better. I need you to do better.
My thing is, dude, Jimmy G has had Aaron Rodgers' number for what, the last 4 years?
Yeah, last couple years in the playoffs.
At least 4 years.
Like, the one reason I would not say the Packers is because, well, first of all, I would say they might have the best secondary in the NFL. Like Jair Alexander, Douglas, them boys are some dogs. But I won't say Aaron Rodgers because he got paid now. They lost Devontae. He lost his best receiver, maybe the best receiver in the NFL, arguably. So, like, how much better are we expecting them to be this year?
Well, you got to think because Aaron Rodgers is in the top three. Because we all can agree the top three quarterbacks in the league: Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Across the board. Yeah.
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 Okay. So he's in a special conversation where you hold him to a higher standard. And if Aaron Rodgers is always getting compared to Tom Brady, what do we say about Tom Brady? You can throw a cast of characters with him. He's going to find a way to drag him to the Super Bowl. My thing with Aaron Rodgers is now you got a cast of characters. Your number one receiver's gone. Your defense has improved. We want to see how they execute when they get there. Like, what are you going to do? You made all this noise in the offseason, and what you going to do? And you won the last 2 MVPs.
That's the thing. That's why I think he doesn't have anything to prove.
They still got Michael King.
Yes, they do.
Big contract. Lost his best receiver. I don't know what he has to prove in my eyes.
Well, okay, fair enough. Like, this is just how I'm looking at it then. Because, like, at this point, because, like I said, he's on the back nine. You're looking at legacy at this point. Yeah, you got MVPs, but Peyton Manning's got a shit ton of those, and he's only got 2 rings. Like, are you going to be able to get to
top 5, though?
Huh?
Peyton Manning is still considered top 5. I think at least, like, rings are not as – they're important. Let me not say that they're not important. But compared to, like, basketball, football rings aren't as important because that's the ultimate team sport.
Understood.
And that's why I think, like, the individual awards, like, Super Bowl rings hold, like, the highest always, no matter what. But like, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you have 4 league MVPs and you've won back-to-back, like, what else do you have to prove? Okay, you're on, like, your playoff numbers, they go down. Agree with you. He needs to do more in the playoffs. I agree with that, but, like, what more do you want him to do? He's done literally everything. I think that right now he's very content with just, like, doing, like, winning the MVPs.
Right.
So my thing is, hang on, Marcus, real quick. So I mean, when you think about, like, a quarterback, you know, when you think rings and everything, like, everybody's saying Tom Brady's the best because he's got 7 chips and all that. That's all cool.
That's up for debate, but whatever.
Yeah, but when you think about, like, your top quarterbacks over the last, I don't know, let's say 50 years, how much slander do you get from, like, Dan Marino?
None.
Exactly. He didn't win a single chip. I mean, he had that 16-0 season, did phenomenal, blew it. But, I mean, you don't ever hear any slander from him because he was a high-caliber quarterback, and he played the game the way it was supposed to be played. So that's why, I mean, I'm with Ty on this, too, for Aaron Rodgers. Like, what else? Why does a ring have to solidify you into a Hall of Fame?
No, I'm not saying that it solidifies him or puts him in, like, so pretty much my thing is because we talk about Aaron Rodgers on such a high level, just me personally as a fan and also as somebody who's played football, like, if you're this great, I expect you to do X, Y, and Z. Like, that's just an expectation. And, of course, you know, injuries and whatnot play a factor in that. And sometimes the ball just don't go your way. But for you to perform, like, so to the point to where you can't get your team a 3-point victory, because I don't think anybody scored more than 1 touchdown in that San Francisco or Green Bay game in that playoffs last year, right? So you can't score at least a touchdown or put your team in field goal position and the last possession of the game to send your team to the NFC Championship game. Like, there's levels of greatness you got to look at, because right now, if we're speaking realistically, we're talking talent. Aaron Rodgers is top 10, no questions asked. Excuse me. But all things considered, along with accolades, I think he's on the outside looking in of top 10 quarterbacks all time. That's
you crazy as hell for that one.
Whoa.
Yeah, nah.
I said no. Listen to the caveat. I said if you're taking rings and accolades all into consideration,
You're still crazy as hell for that one.
How?
Who will be your top 10 quarterbacks of all time?
Top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Considering everything.
Yeah, considering everything. Who will be your top 10 quarterbacks?
Off the top of my head, shit. Got Brady, Manning, Breeze, Montana, Marino.
Why do you have Breeze? He only has one Super Bowl.
Marino has 0.
And no league MVPs. Breeze has never won league MVP ever.
Nope. Aaron Rodgers got 4 of them. He got a ring.
He's a better. I'm not saying he's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Hold on, time out.
No, I agree with you, Evin. Like,
Like Tom, like when it's all said and done, Aaron Rodgers is going to finish as like, I think he is going to be the best of all time. Maybe not the greatest. Maybe he'll never be the GOAT, but he can drive the boat. He'll be the best of all time because from a talent aspect, there hasn't been a more, at least in my eyes, like in the time I've been watching football, there hasn't been a more talented quarterback that I've seen yet. The closest that people will maybe say, well, Patrick Mahomes does this. True, Patrick Mahomes is great. Patrick Mahomes is great. Well, Josh Allen, like we will see a lot of great quarterbacks, but
they're still young.
Yeah, they're still young. They haven't done enough yet.
But one of those things I look at with Aaron Rodgers is, Pat Mahomes does all these crazy passes. They think that's all he can really do. They think he's the best at that. Bro, have you watched Aaron Rodgers tapes and watched that man throw like 7 Hail Mary passes to win?
I agree with you. That's why I think that is blasphemy.
Oh, absolutely. He'll throw it 60, 70 yards, bro, on a dot, bro.
Like,
that's yeah.
Like personally for me, when you take everything into consideration, I don't have at least like top 10 all-time quarterbacks. I don't have Aaron Rodgers any less than 5.
Yeah, he's firmly in my top 5.
Yeah, like I have Tom Brady. I have Joe Montana. I have to throw Joe Montana in there.
You got to.
I have to put Peyton Manning in there.
Yeah,
I have to put Aaron Rodgers, and then I might either go John Elway or Drew Brees.
Now, so the thing, I think the thing that Marcus was saying that for Brees in the top 10, if you take away Brees' like 1 Super Bowl, that man still fought with Tom Brady for the most Super Bowl or the most touchdown passes ever thrown in a single season.
Drew Brees is the most accurate quarterback that has ever played the position.
Agree.
I'll say when it's within like 15, 20 yards.
True.
Because his deep ball is hella shaky. But
for him to be that size, and still be that accurate behind the line as much as he was, though.
Yeah, no, it's
like
great.
Because when he dislocated his shoulder in San Diego and they just kind of like threw him out, threw him out for Phillip Rivers, bro. That was, but they thought like, okay, his career's over. He's never going to make something for himself. Why do I want to keep this quarterback here?
Well,
and then boom, he wins a Super Bowl in New Orleans and then becomes literally like the number 2 all-time passing touchdowns. And I think he's up there for I think he's number 2 in passing yards too.
He's number 2. He's number 2 in like every major statistical category that you could think of. He's second only because Tom Brady's old ass didn't want to retire.
It's still playing, so
and it's still playing.
His numbers about to be crazy. While I'm trying to figure out my top 10, we'll actually have to revisit that top 10 quarterback list another episode.
Aaron Rodgers looking outside the top. You got me tight. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I'm not mad at y'all for being mad at me because I was thinking about it on my way downstairs just now. I was like, wait, what the hell am I talking about? Because I even because there was an episode we did before with me and Chad, and I even said Aaron Rodgers is in my top 10. So maybe that was a poor choice of words.
It's a given, bro. It don't matter.
It was a poor choice of words on my part, so I'll take it.
It don't matter if you look at Super Bowls. It don't matter if you look at MVPs. The things that Aaron Rodgers have done over the last, I think, 15 years. And I mean, the other thing is, bro, he sat behind Brett Favre and learned from Brett Favre, bro. There ain't nothing better you could have done in your career.
Another question before we go on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Do y'all have Brett Favre in your top 10 all time? Or is that up for debate?
That's
a curiosity question. That's a
Talent
curiosity question.
I do.
You do?
I know he was a gunslinger, the interceptions, but
That's up for debate right now. Like,
I got him like 10, 12, honestly.
yeah, like he's there. He's there, but yeah,
Like 10, 12 easy.
Okay.
He's in there, but it's definitely up for debate.
Okay. I was just curious.
it's arguable.
You hear the conversations about the greatest quarterbacks of all time and whatnot, and occasionally his name will get thrown in there, but nobody's like really sure, like if he deserves to be in the top 10, and if he is, they don't know where exactly he would fall.
No, I did see a thing today. It was like, how do you have? It was a Green Bay like kind of like meme. It was like, how do you have the best two quarterbacks over the last 30 years and only have two Super and only have two Super Bowls to show for it? I was like, bro, again though, just like we're saying though, that I feel like Super Bowls. I feel like everybody has to have a Super Bowl to become the best, bro. I mean, that man's got 4 MVPs, bro. I don't care what you have to say. That man's thrown for 4,000 to 5,000 yards the last 15 years. Like, I don't care what anybody else has to say.
Yeah.
I agree.
Since we're on the topic of top 10, all right. Now, this is a conversation me, Evin, and Ty had in the group chat, Chad. So, catch you up to speed. I asked these two, is AD top 10 when healthy? As you know, as normal, me and Ty were on the same page. This man, Evin, talking out the side of his neck, saying when healthy, AD isn't a top 10 player in the league.
Now, what position are you throwing him at, the 4 or the 5?
Just AD in general, no matter what position you put him at.
Yeah, this positionless basketball. And I'm going to say, hell yes, he's top 10. Like, nah. Let me just show you, like, last 6 years. I know he was injured.
He went 6. I went 3 years back.
Nah. He was injured past 2 years, so I cut them out. But the past 6 years besides that, this man is 24-10, 24-10, 28-12, 28-11, 26-12, and 4 assists, and then 26-9. Like,
how is that not top 10 ever?
If those are not top 10 numbers, I personally don't know what it is. So are y'all done?
Yeah, Chad,
no, I'm waiting on the response, but I'm definitely not done.
Okay.
Chad, is AD top 10 when healthy? Healthy in the league, not all the time.
In the league?
Yeah, in the league right now, is he healthy when he's top? Top 10 when healthy?
Yeah, but he's on the 6 to 10 side.
Okay,
that's fine, but he's still top 10.
Still top 10.
So
I personally, I think he's on that 6 to 10 range. I don't think he'll be in that 1 to 5 range.
All right, Evin. So you're pretty much at the head right now, about to get stoned. Explain yourself.
Explain myself to about to get stoned. So Ty, since you went back so far, 6 years, right? Great, thank you for that. When AD had his own team and wasn't playing Robin to LeBron's Batman, what did he do? What has he accomplished?
Wait.
Those stats he just read off?
No. I gotta address this.
What?
We just finished a conversation saying winning and rings don't mean much, and we saying top 10 players. You can't look at AD.
No.
He's not a top 10
You're crossing
player.
sports now. You're crossing sports now. In football, that's the ultimate team sport. We all agreed on that. Basketball is a totally different beast.
It's an ultimate team sport, but is it still not a team sport?
It is.
Can
a team
AI
sport.
win on
But here's the thing, though. Hold on.
Michael Jordan? No.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish real quick, and then I'll let you get back. So, have we not seen great players drag teams like where, especially in basketball, to a conference finals, past the second round? Have we not seen that? Because I can name some players that played for some very bad teams that willed their teams to a champion, like at least to a championship appearance. LeBron being one of them. How many bad teams has LeBron taken to a finals?
At least
Several.
2, right off the top of my head. 2018.
Several, yeah.
And
18, 07 Cavs.
2018, yeah, no.
I mean, yeah, definitely the 07 Cavs.
Let's go with Jimmy Butler. Wherever he goes, they make the playoffs. And
They didn't make the playoffs in Minnesota.
They did make the playoffs in Minnesota.
They did.
They did. Yeah.
Is that correct? Oh.
Yeah. So, like, and this is without having other like top 10, top 5 players around him. Jimmy Butler now with the Miami Heat led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals and to the finals. Granted, he lost to LeBron and AD. I'll give you that. But like Jimmy Butler is the man on that team. Damian Lillard has led his team to a Western Conference Finals with CJ McCollum. I'm not saying CJ McCollum is by no means a scrub, but like he's not Damian Lillard. CJ McCollum, if you look at it, if you like want to rank players, he might be anywhere between 20 to 25 in the league right now, maybe. You could argue high, you could argue lower. I would have to do a list on that, but that's where it is. So, Chad, I'm going to read you the top 10 that I had, right?
Oh, I got my top 10 list too. Like you.
Okay, cool. So I have, and this is by no means in any order, but I have LeBron James still. I have Kevin Durant. I have Giannis. I have Steph. I have Kawhi. I have Jokic. I have Embiid. I have Dame. I have Luka, and I have Jimmy Butler.
That's the one. See, I can't agree with you on the Jimmy Butler, bro. As much as I am a fan,
agree with Jimmy Butler,
bro. Because at the end of the day, be honest, Evan. Be honest with me right now. If you're a GM, you got Jimmy Butler, AD on the market. No matter
I'm
where you
picking Jimmy.
Huh?
I'm picking Jimmy Butler.
When healthy, health can.
Yes, I want Jimmy Butler for multiple reasons. Here's the thing, though. So y'all thinking of like basketball skill level things like that, which is fine. I get that. But when I think of somebody who I'm taking over, who's going to lead my franchise? AD's not a leader. That's the thing about him.
I didn't say you're not getting him for a leadership position. You need a player.
That's part of being top 10. That's part of being a top 10 player. Name me somebody on the top 10 list who's not a leader. I can't have somebody second fiddle. I can't have somebody second fiddle who can't like galvanize my troops.
Okay, fine. Hey, I'll concede
we got this. We can do this. Like, I don't want that.
I'll concede the leadership point. But if I'm not mistaken, who else did you have on that list? You had Kawhi on your list, right?
Yes.
You also had Luka on your list, right?
Yes, correct.
Would you consider? Okay, we know Kawhi is the quiet assassin. He's never been known for being a leader. Yet he's in the top 10. Luka is not known for his leadership. He's in the top 10. What's your excuse for that?
First of all, leadership is so overrated. I'm tired of hearing about leadership. CP3's leadership.
Ty, I was with you.
No,
you had to relax.
Get out of here with that.
Okay, so I'm gonna come to Ty's point later. Let me attack Marcus's point real quick. So the reason why I also said, can you carry your team? AD has never carried a team. He's never said, hey guys, you know what? I'm the best player. Let's get on my back, and I'm going to drag us here. Luka literally dragged this freaking Dallas Mavericks team to the Western Conference Finals when nobody expected them to be there. Who all picked the Dallas Mavericks to go to the Western Conference Finals?
Wait, hold on. I know they didn't pick him, but saying he's dragged them is not.
He dragged them.
Brunson having his full share of 20-point games.
Okay, his share. Luka was averaging 35, 8, and 9.
I would not say dragged.
You crazy.
You can't drag. I can't. 07 Cavs.
Okay,
I'm thinking that type of drag.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for this point. He didn't drag him, but there was no way in hell the Mavericks were supposed to be against Golden State in the conference final. There's no way.
But he didn't drag. They just did drag. Like, if y'all look at
Reggie Bullock in closeout games had a goose egg. Tim Hardaway Jr. was hurt. They had no big man because Kleber couldn't stay on the court because he was in foul trouble. Who else? That Josh Green kid is terrible. I don't even know why he was in the game. He needs to be developed more. Jalen Brunson had good games and he had bad games. Like the only consistent person on that team was Luka. Dorian Finney-Smith gave you 8 threes one game and scored a goose egg another game.
But they were needed 8 threes in a pivotal game.
Like, in one game, he had 8 threes. What did he do for the rest? Read me off his stats for the rest of the game.
The second half of the season, Dallas was the second best defense. There's no way Luka dragged them to the conference.
For the second half of the season, great. Cool. Luka dragged them there, though.
No way you can.
He didn't drag. Evan, you got to put respect on Dallas's team. Because Ty doesn't have a point. They were not. Hear me out. They were nice the second half of the season. But Ty, you're disrespectful. Ty, you disrespectful for saying that Luka dragged them there. They didn't get drugged there. Yeah, Luka had to put him on his back, but he didn't drag him there. They were fighting. Because remember, against Utah, he didn't play the first 2 games of that series, and they won at least one of those games without Luka.
Nah, Evan, you're acting like Dallas don't have good players. They definitely do.
That
They
is
have good
disrespectful
role
on your part,
players.
Evan.
They have great role players.
Fair enough. I'll give him that. I'll leave it alone.
They have great role players, but at the end of the day, your stars are going to be the one to take you there. If Luka doesn't play for the Mavericks don't do shit.
Fair enough.
When he's not there, cool. You
So-
took a game off the Jazz.
Okay.
Would they have beaten the Jazz the whole series without Luka?
No.
Thank you.
But
Not at all.
he dragged them there though.
Yes, he was having 40-point games when they couldn't make a shot.
He didn't drag him there. He didn't drag him there.
Yes, come on now.
He carried him. He carried him.
Everyone give LeBron credit for dragging the 2018 Cavs when he had a J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, I forget everybody else who was on that team at the time. But if we're giving LeBron James credit for that, who on that team equates to Kevin Love?
Nobody.
Yeah, who
Thank
on that
you.
team equates to Kevin Love?
Who on the Dallas Mavericks equates to Kevin Love?
Nobody.
No, but that's different. In 18,
Oh.
LeBron had another All-Star, but the All-Star didn't show up.
But that's the
why-
point. But that's the point I'm giving. Like Luka literally is not playing with any other All-Stars. Like his teammates are glorified role players. Reggie Bullock is a journeyman. Love him. He went to UNC. He's a journeyman. Jalen Brunson's only been in the league for what, 3-4 years, something like that. Like 3 years. He played great, but he's just now coming along. Spencer Dinwiddie has been a journeyman, and he didn't show up until that last game against Phoenix, and then he was a no-show except for one game against Golden State.
That's right.
Hey, I digress on that point. We just not gonna agree. But as far as AD, I'm just
He's
saying,
top 10.
hey, fuck the basketball, the narratives. If you just turn on a game, if you just watch a basketball game, there's no way you can tell me AD is not top 10. No way.
He's not. AD is Giannis is what AD wishes he was.
You say Giannis is what AD wishes he was?
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't-
Yes.
Bro, that's
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
you
28
reaching.
and 12, 28 and 11, 26 and 12, bro.
So
How many
Perfect.
11 people
off the
give?
pure,
Doesn't equate to winning.
Evan. So
Okay.
Doesn't equate to winning. I'm sorry. Okay. So how about this then? Y'all take AD. Y'all miss the playoffs. Y'all get knocked out the first round. I'm gonna pick Jimmy Butler, and I'm gonna let Jimmy Butler build my team around him, and then we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals and be competitive.
He's
No,
only
time out.
top 10 in the
First of
playoffs.
all, AD, I respect why you're putting Jimmy Butler as a top 10 player, but Jimmy is not the same on that same level of play. Let me put it to you this way. Let's just draw comparisons. When AD was like first in the league, first couple years in the league, who was he drawing comparisons to? And as a Spurs fan, it hurts me to say this, but it's honest truth. They were saying AD, when healthy, can potentially catch up to Tim Duncan if he reaches his full potential. You don't hear comparisons like that for Jimmy Butler. You're not comparing. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying, just for comparison purposes. You don't hear comparisons like that for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's not a top 10 player. He's 12. I'll give him 12. I'll give him like 2 extra spots outside of the top 10 at best.
It's
Jimmy
not
Butler's not a
hard to
top 10
date.
player.
Top
Because
10.
You're right. It's not because y'all are thinking about just skills and stats and all of that. Skills and stats are cool. De'Aaron Fox averages 20 points a game. I don't give a damn about you averaging that many points per game. Do you equate to winning? The reason why De'Aaron Fox isn't in the name of great young stars is because why? He plays for the Sacramento Kings, and the Kings have a top 4 pick this year with him averaging 20-something points for like the 5th year in a row.
okay,
Like stats are great when you're young and look, I average this many
okay.
points.
So let's
Well, what's your
take-
record?
There's no empty
take
stats.
stats out of it then. Take
There's no
stats out of it and just do the eyeball test. The eyeball test will even tell you when healthy AD is a better player than Jimmy Butler. The eyeball test.
Again, if we're talking about skill level, then that's fine. But when I take everything into account, I want Jimmy Butler is a top 10 player. I want Jimmy. I don't want Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis does not equate to winning. He is not a leader. He's not somebody that you can hand it.
Because I was telling Marcus, I said, once Steph missed those 3-pointers and they still won, bro, I knew that series was over.
It's not, bro. Like, look at the point totals throughout the whole series. Like, the Celtics had a chance if they didn't turn the ball over. They turned the ball over 24 times in Game 6. It's not even about Steph.
Bro,
Like,
It was a turnover. Look, you can even ask Ty and Evan in the group chat. I was constantly saying turnovers.
bro. Yo,
look at the point. They were barely breaking 100 a lot of the games.
Yo,
Like, that's great defense.
They were in Marcus Smart's head Game 5 and 6. That man couldn't do anything without a foul.
They play good defense on us, but we can't turn the ball over like that. That's ridiculous.
We got our ass kicked. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
Y'all will be back up. I ain't tripping on y'all. Y'all will be back up.
100%, bro.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it too much.
yeah, we got a good core. We just gotta get better movement. We got about 30 minutes till draft time. What else we got?
You got to get a bigger big man too. That's not Al Horford.
Yeah, that would help y'all greatly. This is my last point, just as a point of reference for my top 10 players when healthy in the league, not in any order. LeBron, Giannis, KD, Steph, Kawhi, Joel, AD, Jokic, Luka, and Dame. That's my top.
Who was the last one?
Dame Dollar. Like I said, it's not important,
okay.
Those are the players I have in my top 10 when healthy. Man, got Jimmy Butler over AD. I can't believe this shit.
Hell yeah.
Well, we'll revisit this conversation another day. We got beef now.
That's fine. One guy's a leader. One guy had to go to LeBron. Two different type of players. Two different mentalities.
Okay.
So agree to disagree. What else you got, Marcus?
All right, since last topic before we get into the hot seat in the verses. All right, we all know Golden State just won their 4th championship in like 8 years, whatever. So my question to y'all is, does this 4th chip make Steph a top 10 player of all time?
You can debate it.
You can definitely debate it.
You can debate it, yeah. Like, I think that for me, I put him in there.
Okay.
Now, granted, he'll be the best shooter of all time.
Yes.
But that's a given, though.
That's been for the last few years, though.
That's what I'm saying. But other than that, though, I mean, top 10 all time. I mean, it's a very debatable conversation.
Okay.
At first I said no to this, but then I was like, and the reason was I'm like, he's a generational offensive player, like average at defense. But then I looked, I'm like, hold on, like Magic Johnson never made an all defensive team. Like he was food on defense and he was 6'9".
Yeah.
So I can put Steph in there like right at that 9-10 mark, because you look at the career and yeah, it's trending toward all the top 10 players' career. Like, so I would say borderline yes, but
so he's like, for you, Ty, he's like he's on the outside looking in.
yeah, like 9, 10, 11, like yeah, he's right there.
All right. I think he is top 10. It was a tough, because I thought about it like all week. I thought about it because if you think about the top 10, well, at least my top 10 list, I got MJ, Bron, Kareem, Russell, Magic, Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Steph, and then Will. I had Oscar Robertson on there originally, but just comparing Steph and Oscar.
Can you read off your top 10 again? My fault. Can you read off your top 10 again?
Yeah, it's MJ, Bron, Kareem, Russell, Magic, Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Wilt, and Steph.
Yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, but get Bill out of there.
You would take Bill out before Oscar? Because Oscar Robertson, even on ESPN's top 10, he's top 10 all time.
All right, this who I have. I got, and this is no order, but I got MJ, Bron, Kobe, Duncan, Shaq, Kareem, Magic, Larry, Wilt,
Larry got to get out of there.
Hakeem, and Steph. Like Wilt, I mean Hakeem, 12-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time All-Defense. Like that's top 10 to me. So Hakeem is definitely in my top 10.
So Hakeem's at 11. Actually 12 for me now. He's at 12 for me. I kicked out. I pretty much have the same list as Ty, except I kicked out Wilt Chamberlain. I kept Bill Russell in there. And
that's the real debate, Wilt versus Bill.
Nah, there's no debate. There's no debate in that. There's no debate in that.
if you're just gonna say 11 rings, that's
That's
not
all I need. That's all I need to say.
That's not moving me.
But see, Ty, the thing with the 11 rings for Bill is that he got the majority of them against Will.
The
Feel me?
team got the majority of them.
What would Boston have? What would have happened if Will would have played for them Boston teams that Bill Russell was on?
They would have won.
They would have killed everything. Like Russell wouldn't have won.
Exactly. But the fact that Russell has all of these rings and he won majority of them against Bill, I have to keep you in there. Like, I'm not taking you out. Like, this is basketball. I'm not like, you have 11 championship rings. You have the most championship rings in history of the game. And you were like, you won so much that they named the award after you. The finals MVP is the Bill Russell Award. It's not the Will Chamberlain Award. It's not the Jerry West, Michael Jordan. It is the Bill Russell Award. So, yes, you are top 10. I'm not. Bill Russell is – it'll take a miracle for him to get out the top 10 with as many rings as he has. I kicked Wilt out because Wilt's great, all-time great player. Not going to take anything away from him. What he did, back in that era of basketball was amazing. But I do sadly penalize him for being in that era and only winning 2 championships.
You sound like Stephen A. I still have Wilt in my top 10. I don't have Hakeem or Larry Bird though, Ty.
I don't have Hakeem either, but I do have Bird.
I don't have Bird in there. Bird, that was a tough one for me. It was.
You don't got Larry Bird?
I kicked Bird out for Kobe.
You crazy.
Yeah.
What?
You crazy for that.
But hey, with the, I would say with the Wilt and Bill thing, it seemed like y'all, like, yeah, Bill had a better career, but I thought this is a top 10 player list. And Wilt is a better
career matters. Career.
It matters, but there's also a lot of other things.
If we're making a top 10 list and what you did in your career, it matters. If we're just doing a top 10
that's why Bird is out for me. Because what you do in your career matters. That's why Bird is out and Wilt is still in. He's just at the bottom half because of what you said, Evan. He's only got 2 championships to Russell's 11. That's why he's in the bottom half of the top 10.
I mean, okay, like obviously it's splitting hairs. Like I can't be super mad that y'all saying Bill Russell's a top 10 player. It's just preference at that point.
I'm just shocked you said that and you were a Celtics fan. That's what threw me off. That's the part that threw me off.
I just think Wilt, like, yeah, obviously you don't got the 11 rings, but he dominated in that era. And
100 points in the game. You can't sleep on that.
Moves me. That moves me.
You can't sleep on 100 points in the game. And
then
then
no question. I think all of us can agree that it's at least debatable that Steph is top 10, and it's not like the craziest thing we've ever heard.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
Go ahead, Marcus.
All right. Well, since we're getting close to the end, I'm gonna got to go ahead and wrap it. Well, Chad, you got any takes on this top 10?
I didn't have time to make nothing, honestly, but I'm with Todd though. I gotta keep Larry in my top 10. I don't care. I don't really care about anything else. Larry deserves top 10.
Wow, you a wild mother for that for kicking Larry out of your top 10. No. I'm keeping him in mind. Oh no, not you, Chad. That wasn't directed towards you. That was directed toward Marcus. He knows who was directed towards him.
I was saying, no, that man has to stay, bro.
We got 10-time All-NBA, 3-time MVP, 3-time champ, 3-time All-Defense.
Look who I kicked out in order to get Larry in, though. I had to kick.
Because first of all, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would kick Oscar out.
I kicked Oscar out for Steph.
Then who'd you kick out? Then who'd you put in?
He kept
Kobe
Bill
for Larry.
You kept Will. Yeah. You kept Will Chamberlain. My fault. Yeah, you kept Will.
I think Will and Bill, like, for some reason, I feel like both of them can't be in the top 10. Like, you gotta pick one.
That's why I chose Bill. Why I chose Bill. Bill has
you can say the same thing for Bird and Magic. One of them could be in the top 10.
Nah.
They changed basketball in the 80s. Nah,
like I can't. Both of them can be in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Both of them can be in there. I like the thing about Bill and Magic is that, I mean, not Bill and Magic, but Larry and Magic is that they literally, not saying that they made each other, but they made basketball, and their rivalry helped make basketball what it is today.
Hey, it's safe.
Oh, absolutely.
NBA.
I'm not
It's
taking
safe
nothing
to
away
NBA.
from that. Huh?
And like, you know, if you keep Magic, so why do you have Magic in there and not Larry? Explain that to me.
Larry, not Larry. Magic to me is the greatest point guard of all time.
Okay.
5-time champion. When he got subbed in at center his rookie year for Kareem, I don't have his numbers put up in front of me. But that championship game when Kareem was hurt and he had to play center, man, put up 40-plus points, had 10-plus rebounds. He had a triple-double that game.
Hey,
And they won the chip and won Finals MVP because of it.
Yeah.
Well, as much as we see Magic's dimes, have y'all watched like highlights of Larry's dimes?
That's
Wait,
what I
they
think.
Bro.
They sick. They sick.
Yeah.
I can't, like I said, bro. It's a tough list. Like
So-
I had to sit on this for a few days before I brought it to the show.
So, here's the
But-
thing with Larry, like his accolades, because it's a long list. But 3-time champ, 2-time Finals MVP, 3-time MVP, 12-time NBA All-Star, 9-time All-NBA
Oh.
first team,
No.
3-time All-NBA defensive team. How many defensive teams has Magic made?
That would be 0.
I was gonna say I don't think he's made any.
He won Rookie of the Year over Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I know.
He won like
Nah, if you have Magic, you low key have to have Bird in there.
Like,
they're
Right,
they're synonymous with each other.
look, bro. It was already hard enough for me to even write it on paper. Like I got past the big three. I got MJ, Braun, and Kareem, and then I was struggling for like 30 minutes just looking at the paper. Like, God damn, how am I gonna do this?
Like Magic was, don't get me wrong. Magic was. I have Magic at 5 and I have Bird at 4. I'm not gonna lie to nobody because I think people highly underestimate Bird.
If he didn't get hurt, Bird would have more championships. That's
You say Magic's the best point guard. Well, I'm looking at my list, and if it wasn't for LeBron James, I think Larry Bird would be the best 3.
all forward ever.
Yeah, exactly.
All forward.
I
ever.
agree with that. I ain't gonna argue with you on that.
The only small forward that is over Larry Bird is LeBron. The only one. I can't. KD is great, but KD I can never put KD over.
Nah, not over Larry. No.
Right. People was scared of Larry. You ain't scared of KD. You scared
I
of
would
Larry.
tell you
Bird.
what he was about to do, and then still
Yeah,
hit it.
I was about to get that. Has anybody watched Winning Time on HBO Max?
Yeah, bro, that shit is funny.
It's on my list.
Bro,
It's
let me
funny
tell you
that-
right now. They showed Larry Bird on Winning Time going up against the Lakers. He's literally telling like the point guards and the small forward from the, because they're sending a double team to him. He's looking at them and telling like two dribble pull-ups to the right off glass. 2 dribble glass. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like he's looking at players telling like, why you got this white boy on me? He's telling coaches, do you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? The coach is looking at his bench and telling Larry, no, I don't. People feared him. I'm sorry.
Larry
He gotta be
different.
in my top 10 for that.
Correct. Never. No.
People feared that man.
Bro, look, man. It was you can't give me too much shit. Like it was a hard list for me to put together. It's not even in order, to be honest with you. Like it's not even in order. I just had to get the names right first.
All right, let's go.
All right. So now we're just gonna get into the hot seat. Now this is for everybody. Everybody's got their favorite sport up here. Like everybody's got their favorite sport they love to play. So because this is our first time back, and this is pretty much gonna be the regular crew, so the fans and listeners know who we are. If you could play pro sports in any one of your favorite sport, if you could be professional in your favorite sport, what team would you want to go to? What position would you play? And would y'all want to chip?
Well, we want to what?
Would y'all want to chip? Like, would your team that you get drafted to, win a chip with you on there in your favorite respective sport? So if it's baseball, basketball, football, hell, hockey, like whatever it is.
You make me fit. Like I ain't gonna lie. You put me at 6'10" and put me on the Warriors. We going undefeated.
Oh God, this man.
We're not losing the finals. We're not losing no finals. Kawhi Leonard going like, look, I'm blocking everything Kawhi sends down to 2019. He gonna hate me.
I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was in the league like NBA, I would want that like Paul George game, like just real smooth, like low key dunking on people, crossing people up, and hell yeah, I'm winning the chip.
On what team? On the Clippers?
Man, Nah, I probably would still go with the Celtics because I've been rocking with them since like '06. So
So you playing with Jason Tatum and all them boys.
hell yeah.
Give me the skill set of Kevin Garnett and put me on the Warriors.
Oh, that's tough.
It's
That's
done.
tough.
It's done.
Hey, Draymond going to have his ass on the bench.
Draymond's gonna be the greatest six man of the year all time.
Yo,
I don't
facts.
know. Chad, what about you?
I mean, you already know, bro. If you, because I'm the only baseball head really probably in this group right now. You throw me on my Braves at first base, bro. I'm not gonna say I'll say we win a chip. It may take a few years. Just like you look at Freddie Freeman. That man played 13 years for the Braves. Took him 13 years to win. But with the team we got right now, bro, I ain't no doubt we going.
Y'all winning a chip.
Yeah, bro.
How's
100%.
Acuna doing this year?
So he's they're resting him a few days, playing him a few days, but his first game back hit a double and a home run like the first like 2 games.
Damn, that's
he's going back to back. He had the Trey Young celebration after 1 home run.
Oh,
Bro, came around with the icy.
I saw
Bro,
that.
that man is looking nice right now. And I'm
Your
glad
baseball team got 50 wins.
well, not even that though. We went on a 14.
Fuck the Yankees.
Hey, I respect the Yankees.
See, Chad, that's why I like you, dog. That's why I like Chad.
Hey,
I got no hate. The only hate I got.
I like Chad.
The only hate I got. Fuck Boston. That's the only.
Thank
hate I got.
you, Chad.
Fuck
Thank
the
you,
Red Sox.
Chad.
Hey, y'all have a good
Thank
night.
you, Chad.
Hey,
I like Chad, man.
but seriously though, the Braves went on that 14-game winning streak, longest streak of the year. So I'm excited. We're only like 4 games out of first place right now. So
Okay,
I like the way that we're going right now.
that's respect. Damn, I already know where Mark is about to go with this.
He's gonna say football. He's gonna say running back for the Ravens.
Oh, nah, not even. Like, let me play wide out for Kansas City. I guarantee you ain't nobody covering me, bro. I guarantee.
6 wide out. Bro.
Hey, I'm glad you didn't say basketball.
Say what?
Chad,
I'm not a shooter.
Chad.
I'm glad you didn't say
I'm
basketball.
a realistic person. I know in basketball, I'm not a shooter. I'm a better defender and facilitator than I am shooter in basketball. Plus, I played football a lot longer. So I'm going to stick to my guns. Like, I'm going to get on that football field. I'm going to go play with Kansas City, and me and Pat Mahomes going to win like 4 chips.
That man Marcus said he finna get like 1,600 yards.
Easy.
Oh.
Easy.
That's funny.
All right, so a new segment I decided to bring to the show is called Versus. So pretty much every week, we're just going to pick either 2 individual players from any sport or 2 individual teams from any era or whatever, pit them against each other. This is a no accolades conversation. We're talking or intangibles. We're talking about strictly skill level and what you've seen them do on the field, play, or on the court. We're talking basketball. You feel me? All right. So just to start it off for this episode, Brady or Manning? Starting your team up. Who you got?
Payne or Eli?
No, excuse me, Peyton. Peyton Manning. To be specific.
Oh, okay.
Well, Peyton Manning. If it was Eli, it would have been easy, Brady. Well, everyone would have chosen.
Hell no, I'm choosing Eli Manning all day, every day. Stop playing with me.
Personally, Tom Brady coming in is like the 199th pick, the true underdog story coming into New England under a new system with Bill Belichick and all that. Personally, I'm going to pick Tom Brady. But again, that did lead a lot with, if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt, what would Tom Brady have been now?
Well, when I say Brady versus Manning, I mean like you've already this is already Tom Brady. He's got his rings. Like you've seen what he's done already. Peyton's already got his 55 touchdowns in the season. If you had to pick a quarterback based on what you know about him and what you've seen, you going with Brady.
I'm still taking Tom Brady. That man threw for 51 touchdowns last year. Dude, I think he could pass Peyton's touchdown.
Give me Brady, especially in his later years. I feel like he's just aged like fine wine. Like he's only gotten better. I feel like so.
Man just can't drink alcohol.
I think he is arguably a better thrower of the football too, especially deep balls.
Not even that though, dude. He'll probably go down as probably one of like the best like 2-minute quarterbacks. to play.
See, that's where I part ways with you. I'm taking Peyton personally.
I'm also taking Peyton Manning.
Wow, that's the first time me and Evan actually agreed on some shit.
I know, right? First time today, but
Jesus ain't coming. Okay.
I like Peyton
But
Manning.
yeah, I gotta take Peyton. Like nobody commanded the offense like Peyton. Like if you listen to some of the defensive players he's played against, like just talk about him, they say they were always more scared of Manning than Brady because Peyton will call you out before your defensive line and linebackers are even set up in position, and then call audible at the line and fuck your whole shit up.
See, I don't get me wrong. I love Peyton Manning.
Call him the sheriff for a reason.
Peyton Manning is a great quarterback. I loved watching him growing up. He was great in Indianapolis. My only flaw with Peyton that a lot of people could probably debate about, that I probably get some hate on this take here. If his neck injury and neck surgery didn't go as planned, and he had to sit out longer than he actually did and not get picked up by Denver, I don't think I think it'd be a no doubter for Tom Brady.
Okay, I can see
Because a lot of people doubted after his neck surgery, was he going to be able to come back and lead a football team? Denver gave him a shot. He showed. I mean, he balled out in Denver. 100%.
Yeah, his teeth kicked in by Seattle.
But a lot of things that you look at with Denver was that Super Bowl was their defense played better than Peyton Manning did. So a lot of things. I mean, they just Peyton Manning's always been surrounded by great players and a great team, where Tom Brady's had to kind of build his legacy the way that he did.
I disagree with that aspect.
Oh, go ahead.
I disagree with that aspect because, like, Peyton Manning had great players around him. I agree, but Tom Brady also had great players around him as well. Maybe not always offensively, but Tom Brady's offensive line was always ranked top 5. He had probably Hall of Fame defensive players, all around him. I don't think that Peyton Manning. Maybe there was one in Dwight Freeney. Dwight Freeney was probably the only Hall of Fame defensive player that I think that Peyton Manning had in Indianapolis, to my recollection.
Robert Mathis. Bob's
True.
Robert Mathis, the other DN that played on the opposite side of Freeney. Excuse me.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? Because I
don't think he's in yet because I think he retired a little bit after Freeney.
Well, the jury's still on him, but I know Dwight Freeney has made it. So I know that that's. But when you look at and Marvin Harrison, great as well, Hall of Fame wide receiver. Brady
Reggie
had
Wayne.
Yeah, Peyton Manning had that as well. Tom Brady had the Teddy
Randy Moss.
He had Randy Moss. He had Rob Gronkowski. Before he went off the rail and started doing crazy stuff, Aaron Hernandez. He had Darrelle Revis playing corner for him as well.
A lot of people sleep on Ty Law too, though.
Yeah,
Ty Law was a shutdown corner.
Bro. Yeah, a lot of people sleep on that man too.
Yeah. So I think that could you have flipped their roles and would you have gotten the same production? If you put Tom Brady with Indianapolis, do you think that he wins a Super Bowl for Indianapolis?
No. I don't think so.
If you put Peyton Manning on the Patriots?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say yeah.
And arguably, if Peyton Manning went to the Patriots, they would have finished that undefeated season against the Giants.
100%.
Hey, but again,
arguably, I'm not saying for sure, but arguably they would have finished that undefeated season.
Playoff Eli is different. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
but he playing against Big Bro. Eli would have.
Playoff Eli is different. Big Bro.
For clarity.
What's up?
For clarity, y'all, Marcus and Evan, y'all are saying that y'all think Peyton is without the Patriot system or their careers, that Peyton is just a better quarterback than Tom.
I think he's a more talented quarterback. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I give Tom Brady a lot of credit, but we've all seen Peyton Manning play. We all grew up watching him playing with him on Madden and shit. Y'all could see him. He controls the game to a different level than Brady. Brady's still able to control it to an extent, but not the way Peyton was. If I'm having a quarterback, I want that kind of skill level at the QB position. Tom Brady is great, but as far as running my offense, I need Manning before anybody else.
I agree with Marcus, but kind of differently because I just think that Peyton Manning is a more talented football player than what Tom Brady is. I think that what Tom Brady has the edge over everybody is his football IQ. Not saying that Peyton Manning's football IQ is low by any stretch of the means, because like Marcus said, he could break down a defense. But the way that Tom Brady can kind of, he knows when to carve up the defense for like a little 5, 7, 8, 15 yarders. His arm wasn't always the biggest, but it was good enough to get the ball downfield. He made the tight windows. He had good chemistry with his receivers, whether it be Wes Welker to Julian Edelman to Randy Moss, Deion Branch, all of these guys. And I think that Peyton Manning kind of just, like his first year in Denver without any really like connection with these receivers. Like they had to build that throughout the season. If I'm not mistaken, they had like the number one offense, right?
Ooh, Peyton.
It was.
Peyton
It was at least top 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Like
it's number 1, but I know it was top 5 for sure.
I want to say it was number 1 because that's when they went to the Super Bowl and they played Seattle, and it was like the number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense.
That was it.
Yeah. So and like he was coming with guys, Demaryius Thomas, R.I.P. And who was the other receiver that they had? Emmanuel Sanders was on that team.
Sanders was on that team.
He was coming in with these guys, and he, to be straight up honest, he kind of made these guys into like bigger stars and players because
they were.
Because Tom like Peyton Manning throwing him his football. Oh, he looks really good. That he looks great. Emmanuel Sanders looked great playing with Peyton Manning.
Especially at the tight end, Julius.
Like Peyton Manning gets tight end paid. Like he gets his tight ends paid.
With the Jacksonville, and I didn't know who that was.
Anything from him after he went to Jacksonville. So that's why, like talent wise, I do want Peyton Manning because I think he's the better talent. Like I think that when you talk about talent when it comes to Tom Brady, honestly, if we're just speaking about talent, probably wouldn't be in the top 5 of most talented quarterbacks of all time.
No, not even close.
I can respect that.
But because of his intellect, his mental, the way he sees and views the games, like knowing when to take chances, knowing when to pull back, that's what makes Tom so great. Like he had skills in other areas, and being with Bill Belichick and I forget their first coordinator, and then being with Josh McDaniels, they kind of highlighted those talents that he had. So
my thing is, I like both of them. If I'm taking like football IQ, I'm taking Peyton 100% out of the game. I mean that's my guy 100%. But I mean, just a fearless leader that's not really scared to go down with a fight. I'm gonna stick with Tom Brady.
I will give Brady that credit. Like his will to win is on next level.
Like a lot of the things I saw with Peyton Manning, it was either like a blowout or a close game. Tom Brady just had consistent fight over and over and over again, and so did Peyton. Like I said, I'm not gonna bash Peyton in any way or shape or form for that. Like I said, it's one of those things. It's just IQ over fearless leadership. That's a huge debate. That's a fight any day for anybody picking those two.
So go ahead, Ty.
Real quick, I know we got a couple minutes for a drive. Evin, I'm gonna switch gears real quick. I got a question. So we know the top 3 picks. Who the top 3 picks probably gonna be? Chet, Paolo, and Jabari. But who's your next 3? Top 3 probably. And I want this for the record.
Jaden
Ivy,
Keegan Murray, and I'm just picking him because I just like this player. Ochaba Ajabi from Kansas. I think that he should be the 6th overall pick. I think that he is going to be very underrated coming in. Like when I view his game a little bit, offensively, he's good. He can always be more polished. Great defensively, long, is willing to play defense as well, doesn't just care about scoring. And I think that he'll just be like an ultimate teammate and a good young piece to add to any franchise.
Nice. He stepped up big in the NCAA finals.
Got Kansas a chip.
Hey, no, I'm a UNC fan for basketball, 100%, bro. I love UNC to death for basketball, but like I said, but Kansas stepped up huge in that game.
Hey, Ty. I just want you to know that Coach K-Pack is still doing very well.
Okay.
I'm still pulling on that. It hits.
You already know. It's always fucking. Hey, Marcus, y'all better draft Jalen Duran out of Memphis.
That boy's nice.
That boy nice.
I'm gonna go downstairs and watch the draft myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Fellas, it's good to be back. I'm glad we all are on one accord this time. I'll see y'all next week. Tell the listeners where they can find you at real quick, so they know how to reach out and talk shit.
Hey, y'all can find me on Twitter at _Tyreek Moore. Hit me up, yo. I'm always following. Love the sports debates. Love the chatter. So I'm always in those discussions.
You can follow me on Instagram at Evin Tillery, EvinTillery.
Fancy with the I in his name.
Yeah, I'm different.
You can find me over on Instagram. It's at cjenkins05. Come throw it at me, bro. I'll take any baseball take any day.
And of course, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Brother Mar. I'm with all the smoke on Twitter, especially. Like, if you think you got a hot topic, like, hit me with it. I'm all there.
Y'all give us some topics for next week.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, y'all, thank y'all for listening and watching. We'll see y'all next week.
Hey, y'all take it easy.
All right, bro.
Oh,
you all right, man?
It's draft time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,